Winning an NBA championship proves you were the last team standing. But it doesn't always mean you were actually the best team that season. So today, I'm going through every NBA champion since 2010 and deciding whether they were truly the strongest team that year, based on the full season, playoff performance, roster talent, offense, defense, depth, and how dominant they actually looked at their best. And there are quite a few champions I'm changing. Starting with 2010. 2010 Lakers. The Lakers won the championship, but I'm giving the title of best team to Orlando. The Magic won 59 games compared to the Lakers' 57, had the best SRS in basketball, and were elite on both ends with Dwight Howard controlling the paint. Orlando had the perfect system around Dwight too. They surrounded him with shooting, size, and enough defensive versatility to create problems for almost anybody. But Orlando wasn't the only team with a case. LeBron and Cleveland actually won 61 games, the best record in the league. So there were three legitimate teams fighting for this spot. Los Angeles obviously had the best ending. Kobe led them through the West, and they beat Boston in 7 to repeat as champions. The Lakers also had championship experience, size, and one of the deepest frontcourts in basketball. But across the full season, I think Orlando was slightly more complete and consistently dominant. The Lakers were the champions, but Orlando was my best team of 2010. 2011 Mavericks. Dallas had one of the greatest championship runs ever, but I'm replacing them too. The Mavericks won 57 games, while Miami won 58 and had the stronger overall statistical profile. And Chicago deserves a mention here too. The Bulls won 62 games behind MVP Derrick Rose and had one of the best defenses in basketball. But when you combine talent, balance, and overall ceiling, I'm still taking Miami. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh were all in their primes, and the Heat were already elite defensively. Once those three started figuring out how to play together, Miami became incredibly difficult to stop on both ends. Dallas absolutely earned the championship. Dirk was incredible, and the Mavericks beat Portland, the defending champion Lakers, Oklahoma City, and finally Miami itself. That playoff run might actually be the strongest argument against changing this season. But across the entire year, I still think the Heat were slightly stronger. Dallas won the championship. Miami was my best team. 2012 Miami, 2013 Miami, San Antonio in 2014, and Golden State in 2015 all remain the same. Miami had peak LeBron leading back-to-back championship teams. San Antonio dominated with incredible depth and team basketball, while Golden State won 67 games behind MVP Stephen Curry and an elite two-way roster. Those teams all backed up great regular seasons with championship-level basketball when it mattered most. No changes there, but 2016 is completely different. 2016 Cavaliers. Cleveland completed one of the greatest finals comebacks ever, but the Warriors were still the best team that season. Golden State went 73-9. They broke the all-time regular season wins record. Steph Curry became the first unanimous MVP, their offense was historic, and they were still one of the best defensive teams in basketball. And this wasn't just Curry carrying an average roster. Klay Thompson was an elite two-way scorer. Draymond Green was at his absolute peak, and Golden State had depth, shooting, defense, and chemistry throughout the lineup. And somehow, they weren't the only historically dominant team that year. San Antonio went 67-15. That would normally make you the clear best team in basketball. Golden State still finished 6 games ahead of them. Then Cleveland came back from 3-1 in the finals. LeBron and Kyrie were unbelievable, and the Cavaliers won Game 7 in Golden State. That makes Cleveland the deserving champion. And beating a 73-win team in a 7-game series is one of the strongest playoff arguments any champion could possibly have. But when I'm looking at the full season, 73 wins is impossible to ignore. Cleveland had the better ending. Golden State had the better overall season. So my best team of 2016 is the Warriors. 2017 Warriors. 2017 stays exactly where it is. Golden State added Kevin Durant, won 67 games, and then went 16-1 in the playoffs. Curry, Durant, Klay, and Draymond gave them an absurd combination of scoring, shooting, defense, and versatility. They weren't just the best team that season. They have an argument as one of the greatest teams ever. So Golden State stays. Before moving ahead, if you're enjoying the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, because some of the hardest decisions are still coming. 2018 Warriors. Golden State won another championship. But this time, I'm taking Houston. The Rockets went 65-17. Golden State went 58-24. James Harden won MVP. Chris Paul gave Houston another elite creator. And the Rockets built their entire system around one goal: beating the Warriors. Their switching defense was designed to survive against Golden State's movement, while offensively they forced Curry and the Warriors into endless isolations. Toronto also won 59 games and had an excellent season, but this really came down to Houston and Golden State. And Houston nearly proved they were better. The Rockets went up 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals and had Golden State one loss away from elimination. Then Chris Paul injured his hamstring. He missed games 6 and 7, and Houston eventually collapsed, including that infamous stretch of 27 straight missed threes. Golden State obviously had the more talented superstar core. Curry, Durant, Klay, and Draymond were still almost impossible to match on pure talent. But Houston was more dominant throughout the regular season and came incredibly close to knocking them out directly. So Golden State keeps the championship. But Houston was my best team of 2018. 2019 Raptors. Toronto's championship run was incredible. But I'm going with Milwaukee. The Bucks won 60 games behind MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and were dominant on both ends. Giannis was surrounded by shooting, length, and one of the best defensive systems in the league. And there's another obvious team we have to mention: Golden State. Curry, Durant, Klay, and Draymond still gave the Warriors arguably the most talented roster in basketball. At full strength, they might have had the highest ceiling of anyone that year. But injuries changed everything. Durant barely played in the finals, and Klay eventually went down too. That leaves Milwaukee. Toronto was excellent. Kawhi Leonard was unbelievable in the playoffs. Their defense was loaded, and they beat the Bucks after falling behind 2-0. So this one is extremely close. Toronto has the stronger playoff argument because they directly beat Milwaukee and then finished the job. But across the entire season, Milwaukee was more consistently dominant. The Raptors earned the championship. But the Bucks were my best team of 2019. 2020 Lakers. 2020 stays with Los Angeles, but this wasn't as obvious as some people remember. Milwaukee went 56-17 and had the league's best record, while the Clippers had Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and one of the deepest rosters in basketball. Both had legitimate arguments during the regular season. Milwaukee had Giannis playing at an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year level, while the Clippers looked like they had the perfect roster to challenge the Lakers. But once the playoffs started, neither matched Los Angeles. The Lakers went 16-5, while LeBron James and Anthony Davis dominated on both ends and controlled almost every series they played. Their size caused problems for everyone, their defense traveled from series to series, and AD was playing some of the best basketball of his career. By the end of the season, the Lakers had clearly separated themselves. So 2020 stays with Los Angeles. 2021 Bucks. This might be the most controversial replacement in the entire video. Milwaukee won the championship. But I'm taking Brooklyn. The Nets had Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, giving them arguably the most dangerous offensive trio in basketball. Utah deserves a serious mention too. The Jazz finished with the best record in the league and were incredibly consistent all season. Phoenix also reached the finals and proved they were much more than just a good regular season team. But Brooklyn had the highest ceiling. Even with constant injuries, the Nets still produced the league's #1 offense. When Durant, Harden, and Kyrie were healthy together, there simply wasn't an obvious answer for how you were supposed to guard all three. Then they met Milwaukee. Kyrie got injured, Harden was dealing with a hamstring problem, and Kevin Durant still pushed the eventual champions all the way to overtime in Game 7. His foot was inches away from potentially ending Milwaukee's season. Milwaukee absolutely deserved its championship, and Giannis was incredible throughout that run. But when Brooklyn stars were actually available together, I thought they were the most dangerous team in basketball. The Bucks keep the trophy. Brooklyn gets my best team spot. 2022 Warriors. Golden State won the championship. But I'm taking Phoenix. The Suns went 64-18. Golden State went 53-29. Memphis deserves a mention too. The Grizzlies won 56 games and were one of the biggest surprises in basketball, while Boston became incredibly dominant during the second half of the season and eventually reached the finals. But Phoenix was the most consistent team from beginning to end. They had one of the league's best offenses, one of its best defenses, and looked like the most complete team in basketball for months. Chris Paul controlled games, Devin Booker was playing at an All-NBA level, and Phoenix rarely looked vulnerable during the regular season. Then came Dallas, and Phoenix completely fell apart. Game 7 was one of the ugliest playoff collapses we've ever seen. That's a massive knock against them, while Golden State did exactly what Phoenix couldn't. Steph Curry elevated in the postseason, Golden State's championship experience showed, and the Warriors finished the job against Boston. But across the full season, Phoenix was still the more dominant team. Golden State won the championship. But the Suns were my best team of 2022. 2023 Denver, 2024 Boston, and Oklahoma City in 2025 all remain the same. Denver dominated the playoffs behind Nikola Jokic. Boston combined 64 wins with an elite two-way roster, while Oklahoma City put together 68 wins, dominant defense, and a championship. All three had enough regular season success and playoff dominance that I don't see a strong enough reason to replace them. But 2026 gives us one final debate. 2026 Knicks. New York won the championship, but I'm taking Oklahoma City as the best team. And this season actually had three serious candidates. The Knicks obviously deserve consideration because they went 16-3 in the playoffs and won the championship. They weren't just surviving close series either. Once the postseason started, New York was playing at an extremely high level. Oklahoma City went 64-18, had the league's best defense and net rating, and looked like the strongest team for most of the season. But San Antonio deserves a huge mention too. The Spurs won 62 games behind Victor Wembanyama and eventually beat Oklahoma City in a 7-game Western Conference Finals. And because San Antonio actually eliminated OKC, you could easily argue that the Spurs deserve this spot instead. So this wasn't simply New York versus Oklahoma City. San Antonio had a real argument of its own. But when I look at the complete season, I still think Oklahoma City had the strongest overall resume. They won 11 more regular season games than New York, dominated statistically on both ends, and swept their first 2 playoff series before finally losing to San Antonio in 7. The Knicks had the best postseason. San Antonio had the head-to-head playoff argument. But Oklahoma City was the most consistently dominant team across the entire season. So New York absolutely deserves its championship. But my best team of 2026 is the Thunder.